when it's my moment in the sun. Oh, how beautiful I'll be, but in a normal sort of way, like I am you and you are me. I have a lot of things to say, and you'd be wise to listen good. I think that hunger, war, and death are bringing everybody down.
Hi, welcome to the 45th Tommy Rocket Show. We're here taping, or they call it live to tape, from Riverside, Rhode Island with Rick Gagnon. Rick, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tommy.
So, why don't you tell the audience, you're an artist. How did you become originally interested in becoming an artist? Tell us the history. How did it develop for you?
Well, I think what happened for me was I'd always been working on different art from when I was a kid, and I just did a lot of different things. And then when I bought the house, I started to rehab my house, and then because it was an older house, I was trying to sort of get a 50s, 60s beach house feel because it was near the carousel. It just sort of developed as I started rehabbing everything, and I started working on pieces of furniture to sort of go along with the theme of the house.
And making art in the house. So your house is
Well,
also your studio.
Yes, it's also my studio, but it sort of started with the pieces of furniture, and then...
Oh, it did? I didn't know that. It started from the furniture and developed into the art.
Yeah, it kind of jumped from the
okay.
furniture, and then went to the canvases, because what happened, I tend to have a lot of stuff. You'll find out.
So when you bought the house, you were trying to decide whether you should recreate it in the period it was made, or...
the house was really bad, so it needed to be completely rehabbed, and nothing had been done for years in the house. The last thing that had been done was the bathroom had been done in an 80s, mauve and gray. It was hideous.
I remember that combination.
It was really terrible. So, like I said, the whole house had to be redone. I mean, I started...
Are you handy doing house
Well, I
renovations?
wasn't before I bought the house, but, you learn when you buy a house, you learn how to be handy because it saves money.
Oh, sure,
So,
yeah. Hiring tradesmen can be expensive.
Absolutely.
And I can tell you myself, being a reluctant homeowner, that when something breaks and you live alone, you have to fix it, and there's nobody to help you.
You
So
can
you'll
fix it yourself,
Yeah.
you save a lot of money.
Yeah, you
And
can.
I did do as much as I could myself, but I had a lot of, help too with contractors. But, I mean, the house was just such a mess. I had to start with the roof down. I mean, nothing had been done for years.
So what was the first thing you did? Did you paint or redo the floors, or did you...
I kind of started with the upstairs rooms. The first big project, I moved in, I bought the house November of '98, and there were like these really hideous solar panels on the top of the roof that were connected to just the water heater.
Oh, so you have solar heat?
Well, I don't anymore because nothing was working. The solar panels weren't working, the hot water tank wasn't working, the roof was leaking. I had buckets up in the attic the first winter because there were like 5 or 6 areas.
Buckets? That's
bad.
bad.
It was leaking. It just kept leaking.
That's
so
bad.
we had to rip off all the solar panels. We had to strip the roof down. There were 3 layers of shingles. We had to put all new boards up there, had a whole new roof put on.
Oh.
That was what started it, and then we started to work down. I had to have all new plumbing put in. The plumbing was all a mess.
Was the upstairs finished rooms?
No, the floors had never been redone. They were bare wood. They're the original floors, but they had never been stripped. They were full of paint. They had wallpapered over wallboard up there. they never even sealed the walls in. So when we were ripping off wallpaper, we didn't realize it until we started ripping the wallpaper off that there was nothing underneath but wallboard. So there were like these huge gouges in all the walls. So we had to put like this sealer on everything.
That must have been really disturbing to see that and think, oh my God, what did I buy?
Well, yeah, but I had bought it, so it was sort of, it was kind of like too late, you know. So that's what it sort of started. So I had the floors refinished upstairs, and then we just painted everything upstairs, and then I slowly kind of started working on the downstairs. All the floors in the front end of the house, they're all natural, you know, all
This is
the
all
original
natural wood.
These two rooms are not. These two I had done. But everything else is all the original wood. So
And this is a Dutch colonial.
Dutch colonial.
Yeah.
But
What year was it built? Do you know what year it was built?
I was told it was built in 1930, but I think that was a mistake. I think it was like more closer to, you know, 1900, because when I had some windows put in, we found newspapers from 1925 on the walls. So
Did you?
yeah.
Wow.
Dated
It's a
to
beautiful structure.
1825.
It's a beautiful structure. It really, really is.
Well, I think these two rooms back here were added on later at some point. There was probably no heat when it was originally built. And then at some point they put a boiler in, steam heat boiler, and then I think these two rooms back here were added on at some point. So
when you first moved in, did you actually have furniture and everything, or was it just...
I had a 2-room studio when I moved in here, so I did have a lot of stuff crammed in there, but I did not have a lot of furniture. I've been collecting for a long time, and obviously you can tell I have a lot.
No, there's a lot of great stuff.
There's
I mean,
a lot of stuff in this house.
I think the best part about it is that because all the stuff on the walls are artwork, most of the stuff is artwork that's actually made, you have a connection to it, more of a personal connection, because not many people that have houses that are decorated, those decorations are their own. You know, most people don't create the things that are on the walls. So I think that makes it kind of special. You know, that you've actually created these things, and it's bright and cheery. So, you know, I don't know how you consider, I mean, it's like this is like living in an art gallery, right? It's like living in an art gallery, yeah. I mean, most of the
But that was
art...
part of, I mean, a lot of people think I'm totally crazy and out of my mind, I guess, but...
No, well, I mean, it's you know,
just-
it's the way you express yourself.
Exactly.
It's the way you express yourself.
It sort of started in one room, and then little by little, it just sort of took over the whole house as I started going through each room and because I basically redid the house a room at a time because I didn't have a lot of money, so it just financially and with the amount of time that it took, I just, you know, as I went through each room and did it, then I would start working on pieces of furniture, all the furniture, basically the smaller pieces of pieces that I picked up at yard sales, flea markets, and then I create, you know, pieces to go with all of the artwork.
And you do it all yourself. It's great because, you know, a lot of people have said, especially artists that know the true happiness in life is the ability to express yourself. And if pure expression that's true, is really great, always ends up being great as far as artistic stuff goes. And I think Rick really did a great thing here. I'm just curious about how much you changed the original structure. Was this opening between the kitchen and the dining room here?
As far as I know, it was there. It was there when I bought it. So I mean, I think originally the original end of the house was this wall here, and this wall here. There was a door. I think the original door, back door, was probably here. You came in this way, and then when they added it on, they put these two rooms in. There was originally a small door back here. When I bought it, it was a slider, but the slider was a mess, had to be replaced. They had a radiator like sitting right in front of the slider, so I had to move I moved radiators. I added some radiators in. There was very little heat. There was no insulation. It was a different, you know, heating oil was cheap.
Let me ask you, you know, it used to be, let me ask you a question. Before you started creating the furniture that was funky, were you painting the house colors? Like, did you painted all the interior first? Like, was it all painted white?
Well, actually, the interior, the only room that's not white is the bathroom. Everything is, if you notice, every room is a shade of off-white.
Oh, that's right. It's like...
not, so, I mean, I don't know if color on the walls with all of this stuff would be I mean,
I didn't think of that. Yeah, no.
I kinda-
These
I kinda
are
pushed-
pieces here.
Well, actually, this is one of my customers, Carol Harmon. This is her piece.
That's
These
nice.
two small pieces are mine here. That's I work with the gallery owners in Taunton, Hughes Donahue. That's Jack Donahue. That's one of his pieces. Daryl has a few pieces. I have a few pieces of his upstairs.
They're all nice pieces. I hope this is going to show well on camera because the colors are beautiful.
Yeah, Carol, I have quite a few pieces of hers. I have some prints of her stuff, and I have a big pencil that's hanging up on the wall. If you can probably videotape it later. That's one of hers. She made those. She's an art teacher. Well, retired now, but she was an art teacher, and she would make those with her kids. Oh, that's Leonard barking. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Now, what is this lamp here? I don't know if the camera can see this lamp. It's very interesting. What is this?
It's just an oil lamp clock that I bought, and I got the shade from somebody else. They were giving. I gave the shade away to me, and so I decided to put the shade on top of the on top of the owl lamp.
Well, I think it's appropriate. It looks very, very nice. Let me ask you a question. I know we're coming close to our 12-minute marker because, this is the first of 4 segments. When you started creating art, what medium did you start working in? Was it painting? Was it sketching? Was it portraits? Was it, how did you begin the progression? What was the first?
it was painting. Because
Painting
I started,
on canvas?
No, on furniture. That's when So I've been doing more of the furniture pieces for the last about 10 years. I've been doing that. What happened? I started doing canvases because I ran out of room in the house. There was no more room. There was no more furniture to.
Yeah, so you started running it, and then you ran out of furniture.
I ran out of spaces to put furniture, so that's when I started doing the canvases because I enjoyed doing it, and I started doing canvases. So I haven't been doing any furniture lately at all.
Well, if someone didn't know, they think you were painting these dogs. This dog has an awful lot of colors in her fur here, and she's kind of like a calico dachshund, I would imagine.
She's a piebald dabble spotted dachshund.
Well, she's very pretty. What's
Wanda.
her name?
This is Wanda.
See, she knows.
Yeah, that's Wanda.
She's very winsome. She really is.
She's a charmer, though.
Oh,
Wanda
I can tell
is.
she's looking right at the camera, too. And please stay tuned for the second segment of the Tommy Rocket Show. We'll be back, and stay tuned. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, I'm Alicia Silverstone with PETA. When it comes to animals, there's no need to be a classroom cut-up. Use your right to refuse to dissect frogs, cats, pigs, even worms. Contact me at PETA for information on exciting, humane alternatives to dissection. They'll help you make the grade without using animals. Remember, biology is the study of life, not death. Thanks.
Thank you for coming back to the second segment of the Tommy Rocket Show. As you know, we're here with Rich Gagnon in Riverside, Rhode Island. Rich, tell us, where are we now?
We're in my bedroom.
We're in the bedroom. What is this painting right here? Now, can you describe this piece to our audience?
This piece is called Walking the Dogs, and
Great.
I'm not sure how to describe
Is it what kind of paint is that?
That's acrylic paint.
Acrylic paint painted
on canvas.
Painted on canvas.
Yeah.
Do you stretch your own canvases?
No, I don't. No,
You
I
don't.
buy them all stretched. I do different sizes. And
Mhm.
18 by 24, I work with 9 by 12, 12 by 16, 16 by 20s, and 18 by 24s mostly.
This is an 18 by 24.
This is an 18 by 24.
And
I have
what
a
made
few
you-
other pieces over there?
What made you come up with this idea here? Oh, what is this
not
other?
re-
What is the other? The
That's-
piece with the sun. Joyce is taking a
That's-
piece with the sun.
I just did that piece.
Yeah. What is that?
I'm not really sure where I get the ideas from. I just sort of get these.
It's very interesting. I love those images of whatever they're flying dogs.
Flying dogs. I do a lot of stuff with my dogs.
Flying dogs over the rainbow.
And
And what is this piece here with the animals in the ocean? That's a very unusual piece. What is that?
That's one of my earlier pieces. I did a lot of put different things on the canvases. It's just elastic.
Mixed media.
It's a mixed media.
Mixed
yeah.
media. What are those little animal pieces made of?
Those are actually elastic.
Oh,
And the top,
really?
the top piece, the top stuff here is plastic. and I use a special glue. I glue all of it on, and then I use a sealer. I seal everything in.
I like the perspective. Very interesting. How about this stamp collection? What is the stamp collection here?
That's actually a piece that I did a long time ago, the Marilyn Monroe stamps, and I had found these pieces at a yard sale.
Beautiful.
Plastic pieces, and I had an old frame, and I put all of that together.
Are those real stamps?
Yep, those are real stamps. This is actually an etching when I was in California about 15, 16 years ago, I think. We went to her so where she was buried and did an etching of her headstone, and I sealed all of that in and did like a nice frame around that as well.
Are these you in these photographs?
That's me in the photographs. This is where she's buried.
Oh.
That's the bench by there. This is her star on the Walk of Fame.
Oh, and Sunset Boulevard?
Sunset, yeah.
Wow. And what is this interesting
That's a-
piece here with the angry women?
That's a piece by Charlie Hall.
Oh my, Charlie Hall.
Charlie, you know Charlie Hall.
Oh, sure I do. He painted that big mural on the wall of Shaboom's.
Yep.
He painted, you know, everybody knows Charlie Hall. And what is this piece here above the bureau? Can you describe this to us?
That's not one of mine. That's a piece that I got from someone years ago, and I just had a frame that I made for it. And
Very pretty. Those lobsters?
No, those are bugs. Plastic bugs.
Oh, is that what they are?
Yes.
Very interesting, very interesting. And what do we have here? What is? Can you describe? Stand over here, Rick.
These
Can you describe this?
these are just sheet music from. I have quite a few pieces of sheet music, so I attach them all and put them on the wall. These are
That's
funky
very
lights from IKEA. I love that place. Some of my 50s lamps. It's another one of my paintings.
I love this painting. Is
Trailer
this?
Trash Beauty Pageant. That's one of my crazy ideas that I
Yeah,
worked
I
with.
think that's it. We have enough light for that. Joyce, you think the camera's going to see that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful, beautiful. Now, are these pictures up here above the sheet music yours? Or
No.
that's
those-
part
I
of the
got
collection.
That's part of the collection. I got
I
those
think they're
at
very.
IKEA
This
as
is
well.
interesting too. Isn't that interesting? Look at this.
More dogs.
More dogs. Dogs rule. They do. And I hope that she can also get a picture of, since this is Easter time. This looks like Chihuly glass. Looks like Chihuly glass. Very, very pretty.
Part of my collection.
It's part of the collection. And of course, before we leave the bedroom, you have to get a shot of the bed. Everybody wants to know what type of bed that
Oh,
people
boy.
sleep in.
It's very colorful.
It's very colorful, and I'm
I
telling
usually
you.
shop in the kids department because that's the only place I can find the stuff that I like.
Well, I was shopping the kids' department because it's the only thing I can afford. So I don't know if we can turn around, but I think we should make headway toward the.
So,
Yeah,
so
let's
it's the
sneak.
hallway?
Let's sneak around the camera, man.
Okay, we'll sneak.
Rick, why don't you stand here and describe this piece to Joyce, to the camera?
All right, this is one of my Statue of Liberty pieces.
Very nice. And what is it painted with?
That's acrylic paint. Everything I'm doing right now is all
Acrylic on
paint
canvas.
On canvas.
What do you seal? Do you seal them
I
after they're
use
painted,
a
or are they
spray sealer on everything.
a spray sealer?
It's like an acrylic sealer on top of everything. Protects the paint and the canvas. Protects all the color.
Does that come in different glosses, or is it just like a?
It's either a matte or I like it shiny, so I do the super glossy. But you can get a matte finish as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. And this
is my
piece.
I had 3 of these. This is my dancing dog collection, Disco, and I have a country and western dog, and I also did a rapper version that I sold.
Really?
Over
And-
there is the country and western.
I don't know if you
Right
can
here.
see this. I don't know if can you zoom in on that. I know it's from a side angle because we're in tight quarters here. I especially like this piece up above. Rick, why don't you explain to us what we're seeing here?
That's one of my self-portraits.
Really, it's a good one. It's a good one. The contrast of solid and stripes, I think, is what makes it interesting. How long ago did you make this piece?
That was done probably in November of last year.
Very nice.
And
And
this is
this,
another one of my
Sta-
Statue of Liberty pieces. That one I just entered into a competition as well.
and what's more all-American than the Statue of Liberty, right?
That's right. And that's a piece right there of the other gentleman I was telling you, Darrell Hughes, that owns the Hughes Donahue Gallery. That's one of his pieces.
That's very interesting. I hope we can see that. And now up above the stairwell, can you please describe to us, as Joyce takes these pictures, what are these? These are mixed media?
This is all mixed media. These are the first pieces that I started working on.
Beautiful.
What
is this one down here? What is that supposed to, what is it?
That's a little bit of everything. There's some plastic hula dancers, some glass stones. It's an erupting volcano with 5 islands on it. It's a little busy.
Beautiful.
There's all kinds of stuff on there. This is another volcano.
What is this?
A rose of flowers with bugs on it. And then I have a similar one with my dogs on top.
Beautiful. How do you describe your style at this point in your career? When you first made these, did you have a description for the type of work you were creating?
I don't know.
I know. It's individual.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call it. It's different.
No, I know. It's mixed. I call it mixed media. Mixed media. How about this piece here behind the lamp? Did you do this?
I did that one too.
I think that's a very important piece. I love the contrast.
Yeah,
that's acrylic.
That's also acrylic. I just get an idea to try different pieces and.
Can you just is this a sewing machine?
That's an old sewing machine that was actually my grandmother's.
And you painted this.
And it doesn't work, and it was really in need to be redone. So I painted it all and turned it into.
Oh, this is under the sea.
And
I don't think, and this is above.
Above.
Yeah, but I don't think people can understand. But it's very, very interesting. Under the ocean and above on land where the palm trees are.
Palm trees and the hula dancers.
And how about this piece on the sewing machine? What is this?
That's actually a lamp that I found a long time ago, and I turned it into a bug lamp with all kinds of glass bugs that I've glued on and painted it. The lampshade has all kinds of glass bugs glued on it. Everything sort of has a theme to it.
Very, very interesting. I know we're coming close to our 12 minutes, but I'm just wondering, what is this here? Is this?
That's not one of mine. That's just a decoration that I bought that I liked.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
It goes well. It's very colorful.
Now this here, what is this here?
This is another piece similar to another sunset with fabric butterflies.
Those are beautiful color. I love the combination of colors. I'm hoping the camera can zoom in on that one so that we can really see, because we're working in varied light, sometimes it's hard to, I hope I'm speaking loud enough to get the full appreciation of a piece dependent upon the light that it's in. I like those water scenes, the boat pictures.
Those are, I found those somewhere. They're actually paint by numbers.
No,
paint by numbers, and I just did frames to them. If I find something I like, an original or a print, I'll usually make a frame up for it with some kind of craziness that goes with it somehow. So everything is pretty much either, like those pieces there in the corner are my little shelves.
Oh, so you made those shelves?
I made the shelves and decorated those. But that's kind of how it all started with mostly the small shelves, pieces of furniture. These 2 chairs I actually found in the garbage. Somebody was throwing them out. This yellow one, and there's a red one over there.
Is that made of steel?
They're old school chairs. They're wood. Oh. Wood and steel, the old school chairs from years ago, and somebody was throwing them out. And so I went over and asked them if I could take them. They said yes, and so this is what I did to them. Painted
nice, very nice,
that
very
was a
nice.
Very early piece that I did.
Well, don't forget, we're going to be coming back for the 3rd segment of the Tommy Rocket Show with Rich Gagnon in Riverside, Rhode Island. Stay tuned, and you'll be glad you did.
AIDS has created over 14 million orphans worldwide. equivalent of every child under 5 in America, with no one to watch over them. Please, won't you help?
Hi, we're here again with Rich Gagnon. Come closer so you can see. We're with a friend of his on the second floor for the third segment of the Tommy Rocket Show. Rich, why don't you tell our viewing audience of Rhode Island, you know, this is our segment about houses that have turned into art galleries. What is this piece we're looking at here? What is this?
This is Joanne. I adopted her from a woman that owned a shop in Riverside Square. It was called Have to Have It, and she closed down. And she had 2 mannequins. She sold a lot of consignment pieces and old funky pieces of furniture, and she also sold clothing.
How old do you think this mannequin is?
This is a very old one. As you can tell, she's got some damage. She's fallen apart, but
Needs a little Avon.
she needs. That's right. She needs a little plastic surgery over there, I think.
And did you put her together, or was she
No,
already...
she was all together. She was completely dressed. This is how she was
No,
dressed in
this
the
and
shop.
with this?
In this, she was in this in the shop, and
Oh, this is
the
like a
woman
Harlequin outfit or
The
something.
woman was closing the shop down, and
Wow.
her husband. She had 2 mannequins. She had Joanne, and she had a standing mannequin, and her husband would not let her take both of them home. So she was taking one home, and she called me and said, "I need to do something with Joanne, and I think you should come and get her and adopt her." And so I said, "All right, I'll come and get her." So we stuck her right in the car like this because she
was seated.
She didn't move, and I had to keep her name Joanne, and I said I would give her a good home. So here she is up in my office.
Well, she's
And-
actually very appealing, and she's the center of all of this. Now, we're sitting on this sofa. Is this...
This is a sofa from one of my cleaning customers. He does corporate parties, and he buys furniture sometimes for the parties to create a whole theme. And every year he has a big yard sale, and I bought this last year, the ottoman and the couch.
Well, you better let me know about that yard sale this year.
It's coming up soon.
Is it? Now, explain to us, what is this shelving unit up above here?
This is the last piece that I did, this shelf, and
I love the colors of purple on the side. The camera can't see it, but there's purple and pink and
purple,
green.
pink. There's just about every color on there: green, purple, pink, orange, red.
Is this made of wood?
It's an old wood shelf, and I painted it all and attached everything to it. And then I had all these pieces, different pieces, photographs, some pieces of artwork that are not mine, but I wanted to sort of create a whole wall of frames that went with this piece of shelf. And so each frame I painted a different color, sort of a matching color to go with this, and then had glass stones, put all the glass stones around each piece. I've got 2 more here.
And what is this? Is this a piece of art that you bought?
That's a piece of art I bought. This is another piece that I bought. This is actually a photograph of all my relatives when we were kids.
Really?
My mother created this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is like an
So-
heirloom.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of...
I like the hairdos.
Yeah.
The hairdos.
This is all the entire family. There's pictures of me when I was a kid.
Is this your father?
That's my dad when he was a kid. I can show you a picture of my parents when they were married, if you can slide over. Here is the original of their wedding photo, and
Wow.
I had a friend that did a special for their 50th wedding anniversary. We did a special picture with my dogs put into it. He digitally enhanced the dogs into the bottom.
Look, with the top
of
hat
photograph
and
with the top hat.
and
That
the
was
girl
Frank.
dachshund is wearing
And
a
that's
bridal.
Wanda.
Oh my God, this is too cute. Your father was a good-looking man.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
God, and now you made that frame, the pink frame. You made
the
this.
frame. No, the frame was something that I bought, but I
You
painted
enhanced it.
I paint all the frames. That's what I do, and usually do something to it.
I hope you can see. What is this? Is this a shrine? What is this here? Like, how would you describe this piece of furniture?
It's actually, I don't know.
Is this a top table that you put a skirt
It's supposed to be
on?
like an ice cream table. I found this years ago somewhere, and I ended up putting the piece of beaded fabric around the bottom of it, and this is sort of, I have a thing for religious lamps, so this is sort of my religious collection. Of
This is very
everything.
interesting. I don't know if you can tell, but the shaft of the candle has Mother Mary holding the baby Jesus that's part of the holder. And these are Joseph of the Wise Men. Is that what this is?
I assume.
This
And
is a very
this is
interesting piece.
An old, it's got the cross. It's a tray that you'd put like your jewelry on, your perfumes. And then I have these back here, the religious
The
statues. I've got more religious lights, all kinds of folk art lights, all across here. And then some more lights up and down. I sort of start collecting things, and then it sort of just kind of continues on.
Well, this is a blonde furniture piece from the 1950s, I think,
This
isn't
is
it?
actually a sewing machine table. I got this.
Oh, that's right.
Somebody was moving down the street, and I was driving by, and I saw it on the corner.
That's
And
very
I stopped,
interesting.
And it's a great little piece of furniture, and I use it for my computer desk.
It is. And if this flips up,
This
that's what the
flips
sewing
up,
machine
The
is.
sewing machine is underneath there.
Oh.
It doesn't work, but that's okay because I can't sew anyway.
No, but
So
you
it
know
works
something?
out fine.
I just want everybody to know that I'm going to begin sewing. I decided this because I saw a pair of pants that I wanted and I can't afford them. So a RISD student told me how to make it. And I'll tell everybody, you get a pair of pants that fit you and you just take them apart. And what you've taken apart becomes the pattern. And you know
that
something?
makes
I'm
sense.
going to do it. But anyway, tell us about the dolls behind us. Joyce, can you get a picture of those dolls? What are those, Rich?
I have no idea.
Very
I found
interesting.
Them,
Those are very
found them
interesting
in my travels.
structure for dolls. The
I
way
think they're
the
Mexican.
really the way that they like doll piñatas or something. I really think it's interesting the proportion of the body that the artist created. That's very interesting.
That's another piece
Very
that I got
interesting.
down at the shop in Riverside Square. I don't know. It's just very different. I like the kind of funky, different sort of things. So there was something appealing about it. So I bought that recently. That's another lamp. Right there.
That lamp is a classic 50s. Is that 50s?
That's 50s with the lampshade. There's usually two. There's always usually a matching pair, but they only had the one lamp. So I grabbed.
Oh,
the
it's
one
a
lamp.
dancer. It's a dancer.
Yes, ballet. Usually they're Oriental ballet dancers for some reason with these lamps.
Sometimes they're Asian, like Balinese dancers. They have heads. You got a picture of that? Yup.
And I think that probably covers it all up here.
Yes, and how about these shoes? What are?
Oh, I don't know where I got those somewhere in my travels.
Well, you know, I think
I
I
have
remember
actually-
somebody
this is-
wearing
I
those
think-
shoes in
I
high
think
school.
What I got these from, the same guy that I bought the couch from, he was doing a 70s inspired disco party. And they had all these shoes that they used for centerpieces on the table. They made some of them. They made candlestick holders out of them. So he was selling them.
Okay,
And-
well, we're gonna walk as we're talking.
Okay.
So we're just gonna slip by the camera so that we can possibly go. I don't know if we could go in here.
Well, there's not a lot of room in here, but just a little dressing area.
There's a little, but this is a very interesting piece
That's
here.
actually one of my customers had a place they were renting, and it was an art student that was there. She had a few pieces. She had to go back to her own country, and I think she was limited on what she could take back with her. So she was, believe it or not, throwing that out. So I grabbed it for the house and put it up in here. I thought it was a great piece.
It is a great piece, and it's got some interesting shapes and color combinations. I actually.
Here's a mirror that I've redone, an old mirror that I found and did
Yeah.
over.
That's nice. If you step over here, I want Joyce to take a picture of this horse. I think that's a beautiful piece. It looks
That's
like the
a donkey.
50s. 50s donkey. Is that what they play,
That's-
pin the tail in the donkey?
I think that's just
No.
one of my folk art. I have a lot of folk art here too. Anything that's wood is usually considered folk art. So I have this. I have two pieces in my bedroom. I have a piece downstairs. I just sort of, see things, and I like them. So then I start collecting more of it. So this is part of it. I have a lot of stuff in this house.
No, there is a lot of stuff. I just want Joyce to take one more shot of this hallway before we go downstairs to try to go into the living room. I don't know if she's going to be really good at walking down the stairs. It'll be like when we were Jimmy Leach's in Newport. But actually, when we come down here, we're going to be coming into a great amount of light. So why don't you come down into the living room? Boy, she's good. She's good. I hope she get a picture of the blue mannequin. Rich, why don't you explain to the viewing audience about the blue mannequin?
I got that from also a shop. It's called Odds and End Tables. It's in Riverside Square, and he's actually very light. The arms move, and he's plastic. And apparently, he was a toy display for someone, and I don't know how he ended up with it, and I saw it and liked it and decided that it would be a good addition to my house.
How about this etagere? Can you describe this? This is very, very pretty.
That piece was given to me by a friend, and I decided to redo it all and just painted it multicolored, and I had all these pieces of jewelry findings that I had found at a
lovely.
lot
I really
of
love
yard
that. I hope
sale.
she can. I don't know. Can you get a? Let me see if I get some light from this door. If it would be illuminated better. How, if you could see the detail, how beautiful these findings. These are steel findings that are embossed into the.
And probably semi-precious.
Yeah, that's a
stone
good
going
shot,
with it.
Joyce. That's a really good shot. Look above on the top part too. How beautiful those pieces are. It's hard to find vintage findings like that. You know, my father was a goldsmith, and he used to work in jewelry. A lot of things that looked like this. Hard to find a collection of them. You
I
see?
actually found, it was a Rocky Hill flea market. I found
Really?
a whole big container of them, and the guy sold them to me for about $10.
What is this?
This is actually
What is this?
is the evil octopus queen from Little Mermaid, I think.
Is that what that is? That's a woman? Is that a
Yeah.
woman?
It's supposed to be. And I got this from the same gentleman, John, and he at one of his yard sales, and I repainted it because it was very faded. They used that for one of their corporate parties, and I painted it all and sealed it in.
Rich, I know
these
these
are my
pieces
paintings.
above. This is the work that I'm really concentrating on. Is how long ago did you make these pieces?
These I did probably in October, I believe.
And this is acrylic on canvas.
Acrylic on canvas. They're
Uh-huh.
about 12 by 16. This
Now-
is another 2 more pieces that I did here. This
Uh-huh.
one is an early piece. This is another one that I just entered into a competition. So I did 4 of them all together.
What kind of instruments do you use? Do you use paintbrushes or putty knives?
No,
Like how-
all paint brushes.
This is all done with brushes.
All done with brushes and just the acrylic paint. I sort of try to get a very light, loose sketch of what I want to do first, just to get the sizing down and my spacing, and then I just start painting, and sometimes it turns out exactly as it's supposed to. Other times I don't know what I end up with. It just sort of changes as it goes. It kind of depends on the piece that I'm working on.
I know we're going past our 12 minutes, but we're going to end up making this 2 segments because it's so interesting. I can't even stand it. Can we walk into the kitchen so that we can begin this? I want them to see this. What is this here? Rick,
That
explain
is
to
an
it.
old TCBY sign that I found at another shop, and I grabbed it, and then I put I hung a light behind it so it would light up on the wall, and hung it up.
That's really interesting. Very, very interesting. How about the fish?
The fish, I'm not sure where I got those, to be honest. I buy a lot of things, I don't remember. I see something, I grab it. I think that may have been like a Christmas tree shop find. And then
How about this? Now, see this table.
is, I bought the table separately, and then I found
Is that made of steel?
it's enamel on top and wood at the bottom. Or
See
wood
how-
at the bottom part of it. It's usually you see the tables and they're like a brown enamel. It's unusual to find a green enamel top.
I have
But
a
I-
blue one at home. I'll give to you because I can't use it.
Oh, really?
It's all blue on top.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's unusual to have a blue one usually.
Yeah.
And then I found 2 sets of unmatching chairs, and I was using this as my sort of little breakfast area. And then I had been given this piece of furniture
This is a very
by
interesting
a friend
piece.
of mine, Ruth. Dealey was an artist, and that was something she did a long time ago, and she gave that to me, so I decided to start sort of use this and sort of began painting all of this to match this piece here. I painted the chairs separate colors, painted the bottom of all of this.
Now, what kind? Is this a china cabinet? Is that what this is?
I think it's just an old kitchen cabinet. China, yeah, like a kitchen china cabinet.
And this is this acrylic paint?
I'm not sure what I didn't
you got
paint
this.
that. That was given to me. So I'm not sure what kind of paint that is. I'm not sure if it's oil or acrylic. But I used all acrylic, and then I did two.
The things behind you.
These are the matching little, they're like little shelves that folding tables. I did to match these.
That's very nice.
Match the.
Is there? Oh, there's
setup.
another one on the other
There's another
side.
one on the other side.
There's another one on the other side.
And then I had these two pieces of furniture on the other end that I decided to try to match.
Oh, this.
To all of this. I had this shelf was white, and I had.
Are these knobs?
Those are actually knobs. What happened was I painted the cabinets and found these really great fish knobs somewhere, and they only had so many of them, and I grabbed all of the knobs that they had because something said you'll find some use for them.
Oh, sure.
So I decided to use the fish knobs to finish off the front of this piece and this piece here to kind of pull everything in all together. And then, yeah,
This
this
is another
also
piece right
another-
here.
A little bit different shape to this piece here.
That's really interesting. I love it. Well, plus, I think it's really interesting to have something very cheery in the kitchen. I mean, it's
Or in
really
the whole
important.
house.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and he has the yellow, a lot of yellow above the refrigerator, which is
Yellow,
really
yeah.
interesting. I mean, these are old. Aren't these old?
They're, well, they're not really old. They're actually supposed to be cookie jars. But I sort of started buying them, and now I sort of use it as a matching set. The orange one is usually the yellow. The orange one is sort of the odd one there, but I liked it and bought that as well.
Uh-huh.
And then this is some more. That's one of my heart paintings up top there.
This is acrylic on
That's
canvas.
acrylic. Yeah, that's
Acrylic
sort of,
on canvas. I
a
know
little bit more
the
of an
camera can
abstract-
see there's
there's
a little
just a little bead in the little
raised heart.
raised heartbeat in the center. This
Can-
is another one of my paintings.
See the
It's got
blue?
the-
I wonder if the
the
camera can
island.
see the blue. That's a beautiful shade of
It's got all
blue.
kinds
Mixed
of-
media.
It's got little, beads on there. Some of it's painted, some of it's beads.
So this
That
is the
little-
island.
That's the island,
And
and
this
then
is the sea.
there's plastic hula dancers and palm trees and pelicans. And then
Very
there's some
interesting.
different beads on the island.
I love that style.
And then there's a frame that I did here. That's not one of my paintings, but I always, like I said, if I see something I like, I'll try to do a frame that sort of goes with the painting, whether it's an original or a copy. And then this is another one of my paintings up here.
I
That's
love
also
that.
got the
I love
jewelry
that.
trimmed with the jewelry findings. I had a huge amount of that big, huge container of it, and I still have quite a bit more. So I enjoy working with that kind of stuff. And
These
that's
are
actually 3 separate paintings, 3 9x12s that
Yeah, there's a word for that. I can't remember what they call that. But
triptychs.
Triptychs. Diptychs. Diptychs?
Triptych.
Triptychs? I don't know.
Triptych,
but
I think they call
Triptych. It's very interesting. It really, really is. I have you shown this?
No, actually, I don't think I. Yeah, I think I did show it in the gallery in Taunton. I had a show in Providence at City Hall too, but we were having problems because of the way they hang their paintings there. I wasn't
This
really
kitchen.
able to hang.
I'm sorry.
hang
This
it.
kitchen brickwork. Are those
That's-
real bricks or is that like?
That's the old 70s brick that was up there, and I saw something in a magazine that I liked. It was all glass, multicolored glass brick on the backdrop, and I knew I couldn't afford to do that, so I decided to take all of the brick, I sealed it all in, and then I took different colors and went through and painted all. I have, I think, like 15 different colors up there, and just went through and picked out a pattern and painted it all different colors, and then
The
I
clock.
sealed it all in.
Where did you get that clock?
I think I picked that up at a yard sale somewhere.
That is really, really, really nice. How about the this window
It's a little
solarium?
window.
Did you?
That's,
Did
I
you pick-
actually put that in. That was the only. Most of the windows had been redone when I bought the place. A lot of the window packs had to be replaced because the seals had been broken. But this was the original window, and I didn't like it. I took it out and had a plant window designed for this
Beautiful.
little area. So
Plus,
this
it
has
makes it
been in
bigger
about,
too.
Yeah, this is a great little window. I've had this in about 3 or 4 years now, and I put all my cactuses in there because they like the sun and they don't mind the cold.
Rick, where'd you get these lamps? Are those
These-
50s lamps?
those,
60s?
I think they're probably 60s, the Harlequin lamps. I got those at a place on Gagnon Street that I cannot remember the name of them right now.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they're pretty wild. I can't think of the name of the place. It's right near across from the Coffee Exchange.
Yes.
Just up the street from there.
Now, I think we have one more room we want to go into. Come this way. We'll go.
This
Yeah,
way?
let's go this
Okay,
way
this
so the
way.
camera can
You
follow
should
us.
probably see the bathroom quickly as well.
Yeah.
This is
Wow.
Let me get this out of here.
Yeah, this
Anyway,
is
this is
definitely
my
something to see.
bathroom.
How about if we go here first? Now, what are we looking at here?
That's that's another piece. That's an all metal shelf that I did for the bathroom.
Does this lift
And-
up?
It does actually lifts up. It's probably not going to lift up now. No, it's not going to lift up now.
Oh,
It's
that's
supposed
alright.
to. It either lifts up or it lifts down, but we
Uh-huh.
won't worry about that. There's so much stuff on there. But I had the bathroom done. I put the wood flooring in. Had replaced. put
Wait a
new-
minute. I want a toilet seat just like that. Where'd you get that toilet seat?
I think I got that in Ann and Hope.
The reason I'm telling you is I never saw. Usually toilets are much lower to the ground. You're lucky to have one that isn't.
Well, it's a new toilet. I purposely bought one that was high up. Put a new sink in. New tub.
Did you buy these lizards?
I buy a lot of the stuff I just pick up in my travels.
Uh-huh.
All the fish, that was sort of the theme of this, all fish.
It looks like there's a statue of David here framed. A statue of David crowned.
Yeah, I don't. Somebody gave that to me.
What is this here? Is this
my
a
radiator's under here, so I
Oh.
leave this shelf here and just put some craziness on top, all kinds of stuff.
You know, I used to have a
collected.
radiator cover in the basement like that. If I find it, I'll give it to you. So now tell us.
And then there's my shower and jacuzzi.
Wow! Look at the frogs. It's a collection of frogs.
Fish up top. There's fish up there.
There's nothing better than that. And look how organized it is.
Yeah, you gotta be organized.
I mean, if being organized was illegal, you would get arrested. So you gotta watch out for that. I mean, I'm embarrassed myself. So, and he's got crabs. I mean, this is a very interesting bathroom because
That's
it's
my
an
little
artistic
shelf.
expression of yourself.
There's
You
a
know,
little storage area. So.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like anything that's an
paint.
artistic expression of yourself is always more interesting than just having a standard bathroom or something like this. But I don't want Joyce to forget these pieces right here, which are very important pieces because of the composition, the relationship of shapes to each other, the contrasting colors. I think it's very interesting. Don't forget I'm a half art critic myself. Let me duck under the camera so maybe we could walk into the living room here. So I don't think that we actually got a picture of this ensemble.
This is another piece that I did. It's an
This
old
is
driftwood table that I repainted the entire thing.
That's a
There's all
beautiful
kinds
table.
of
What is on the...
lizards. Well, the bottom part is all lizards and frogs. This part is all
Uh-huh.
fish. There's some mermaids going around the edge, and then
Uh-huh.
the shade. This is all beads, birds and bugs up here, and then the shade.
Why don't you
is
stand
a
over
little
here
bit of
so
everything.
the light from the window can see it better? And what is this made of? Steel? Is this made of
No, it's
steel?
just a regular lampshade, and I painted it all and added all. Glued
All
up
the
all
detail
all
is
the
very
pieces on.
interesting. Very, very interesting. Look.
Then I found another piece of folk art. I found this at a yard sale. I find things everywhere, and I grab them when I see them.
So we've moved from the den into the living
We're in
room
the living
here.
room now.
Is this a piece that you did here? What is this? Can you describe this too?
These pieces, I actually found these somewhere else too. They're all little prints of drawings. They're bigger than they're a little bit bigger than stamps, but I found hundreds of them, and I decided to create two pieces. I have this piece, and then I have a matching plant stand over there. The same theme, all the different drawings are glued.
Is this a
around the
bird
edge.
whistler?
It's a bird whistle.
Yep. You put the water in it, right?
No, I think you just whistle away. You don't have to put anything in there.
Really?
It's another one of my funky lamp finds.
I was just gonna say that's an owl.
That's an owl lamp.
Did you put the lights in it, or was that
No,
just
the lights were in there.
Wow, I really like that. Does the bubblegum telephone work?
It does work.
And that's the dog.
That's Lenny.
That's Lenny.
He's looking at us like, who are these
Yeah.
weird people in my house?
As long as he doesn't like jump up or anything like
Yeah.
that. Now, tell us about these other lamps over here, Rick.
This
I
is
know.
just other lamps I picked up along the way, and
Is this
this is-
60s?
That I don't know. To be honest, I'm not sure about that lamp. I just saw it and liked it. I thought it was different, and so I grabbed it. And like I said, if I see if it's newer, most of my lamps are old. But if I see something like this is a new lamp, if it's something that's new and I like it, I just sort of pick it up.
These pieces.
And those two are up top of mine. the
That's a very
dogs.
interesting piece. I love that shape. Now, how long ago did you make the Lenny? Saint Lenny.
I did that just recently. That was about a few weeks ago. I did Saint Lenny and I did a Saint Wanda. That's the second in the series of each. The first ones I sold. That was the first set of paintings I sold. Saint Wanda and Saint Lenny, and so I'm redoing those. And I try to do each. I'll continue doing. I try to do everything in a series. Each one that I do, I'll try to change in some way.
I like the contrast of the turquoise and the orange. That's
Yeah,
kinda
the other
nice.
one had more stripes of color in the background. This is a little bit different. So I try to change it each time I do something.
Is this another piece of furniture that you made?
That's another piece that it's a plant stand that I did. I had some more. I finished up the rest of the little print size things that I had and glued them on there and painted it all different colors.
They're almost like stamps. Wow.
And what else? And this is actually a piece that I found here as well.
Is this a bench?
It's old brass. Somebody made the bench.
Why don't you
out
sit
of an
down
old-
right over here?
Out of an old brass bed.
What is
And
this?
so my friend of mine gave me the dachshund pillows. A friend of mine gave those to me.
These are really cute.
And so I painted this, added the pieces, and then I found this great fabric. It's
What?
like 40 swimsuit models.
And who doesn't like 40
That's
swimsuit
right. Who
models?
doesn't
Come
like
on.
40 swimsuit models? Everybody likes that. And so I'm not good at sewing, so my mother actually does the sewing. So she did all the pillows, and she helped me redo all the fabric on here.
Wow.
And
Gee, looking at this fabric, it's a nice way to complete our tour of Rick Gagnon's house in Riverside. I can't tell you how happy we are that he allowed us to come into his private world and share it with our viewing audience in Rhode Island. Rick, thank you very much for being the spotlight of the Tommy Rocket Show's 45th edition.
thank you, Tommy, for having me on this
Oh,
show.
well, it was a pleasure. I thought it almost didn't happen, but with the help of my good friend Joyce and her artistic expertise, we made it happen. So thank you for staying tuned to the Tommy Rocket Show and Rick Gagnon in Riverside, Rhode Island. You stay tuned. You'll be glad you did.